Do you want sex more than your spouse? Well, that's not an uncommon thing. We all have different sex drives, but have you had the talk? Have you let them know what your interest is, your drive is? If you don't think about it ahead of time, things could blow up, and nobody wants that. So you need to watch this video and find out what should you really say to your spouse. I'm Mary Whitman Ortiz of Limitless Intimacy, where we bring you the tips and the tools to create great intimacy in your marriage, all from a Christian point of view. And on this channel, we discuss communication strategies and intimacy made simple steps. So if you're new here, please consider subscribing. All right, let's get back to our question. What do you need to know before you have the talk with your spouse? Well, there are some things that could be an undercurrent, things that they might misinterpret. I have 5. Consider this. Number 1, they could be intimidated, resentful, or even offended. Now, your conversation isn't going to go well if that's their attitude, right? Number 2, they could feel that you have unrealistic expectations. Seems normal to you, but that is just your filter. Number 3, they could think you are selfish and self-serving, and nobody wants to be vulnerable and give themselves to intimacy if that is the thought. Number 4, they could feel underappreciated. Wow. That happens in everyday life, but especially in regards to intimacy. We want every line of communication open and flowing. Number 5, they could think you only want them for their body. Yeah, that is so true. So no wonder things could blow up. Hey, is this giving you some value so far, some things that you think will help you? Then please click the thumbs up and also give us some feedback in the comments. What conversations have you had that blew up when you were talking with your spouse? All right, instead of all of that hurt and that confusion, you need clarity, crystal clear clarity. And so I want to give you 4 actual sayings that you can communicate. And I'll put these in the comments so you can catch them now and you can find them later too. These are the exact words your spouse needs to hear, especially when you're bringing up a delicate conversation. Are you ready? Here we go. Number 1, we are different, and that's okay. That's a lot to say right there. Number 2, we can work it out together. I'm going to listen to you. I'm going to give you attention. They just don't want to feel like they're left out of what the goal is here. Number 3, this is not your obligation. Now, there may be some pushback on that, and especially if you're pulling out any scripture and you're twisting things about, your body is my own body. But you know what? Your sex drive is yours to manage, and you certainly want to include your spouse in that, and they just need more information from you. Okay, we were on 3, and here is the last statement, this clarity statement that you need to give to just diffuse some of that anxiety that could be building up. It's, I am truly committed to us. You value your spouse, you value your marriage. Those are the ideas that you want to say in so many different ways, in as many times as you can, so that they know you are for them. Okay? Do you see how those words could bring a closer connection? Well, if you need help working on that, how can we bring closeness back into our marriage? I have a Limitless Intimacy app that is just packed full of tools. There's conversation starters for couples. There are marriage exercises. You can go through the affection and flirtation and passion stages to build those bridges in every area of your life. But I've got something else for you, because there could be a story behind the story. You may think, yeah, it's just my sex drive and it's higher. But you know what? Consider these really practical things. I have three for you that might be at work. Number one, maybe it's variety and not frequency that you're craving. Number two, maybe you're actually missing emotional connection and you're substituting sexual intimacy for emotional connection. And then number three, maybe you don't even leave space and time for your spouse to want more sexual intimacy. All right, I told you there are layers upon layers, but you can process through this. And the final intimacy made simple step I have for you is to talk about it with the goal of understanding, but not necessarily 100% agreement, because marriage is a lifelong love story. It's a journey, and there is layer upon layer of getting to know yourself, your spouse, how your marriage works. And truly, when you engage in intimacy that is mutually satisfying and respectful, you are putting yourself in alignment with God's original design. That's His very best for you, that you and your spouse come to this sweet place of oneness. And I just want to tell you that Limitless Intimacy app can help you grow your connection. You can check for that link in the comments. And remember, when your marriage thrives, everything in life thrives.